Well, hello there, folks. Well, today's video is actually an answer to a question I got recently asked on LinkedIn. And basically the question was, how do we navigate the topic of movement in regards to online delivery, right? And my post that I put out was about excessive movement when you are standing on stage can actually detract from your message. And then someone asked a question, great. And now how about online delivery? Which was a fantastic question. Really great question, right? And we need to appreciate that when you're delivering online, or whether it's Zoom or Teams, the scope that you've actually got for moving around is a lot different, right? Because there's a lot less space that someone can actually see you through, right? And essentially what people are seeing is whatever is showing up in the camera lens that is on their screen, right? So first thing you want to be aware of is how much space you actually have and how much space you don't actually have, right? So for example, if I gesture like that, you've already not seen my hands. So that's the first thing we need to be aware of, how much of you is actually showing up on the camera, right? So first thing we need to also be aware of is, are you standing up or are you sitting down? And the scope of what you can move if you are standing up or sitting down is going to be different, of course, right? So first thing I would really like to recommend everybody do is if you are presenting online, buy a stand-up desk. No ifs, no buts, buy a stand-up desk. It's really important that you can expand the amount of movement that you can actually put across. And if you are delivering standing up, there's a lot more capacity that you've got to actually move on the screen there, right? But if you're seated the entire time, you've got a lot less ability to actually enhance your message through your gestures, right? You certainly can, but it's a lot less available for you, if that makes sense. So the first thing I do, get a stand-up desk, right? You can get them from a local furniture shop for about $150. I've got a great one where you can move it around and you can move it up or down. So I can actually, if I'm delivering online, have moments where I'm seated down, or I'm standing up, and I can move my desk according to what would be appropriate for the session I'm delivering, right? Now, next thing, gestures. What we need to also think about is your space between you and the actual camera, because it can be quite intimidating if you are too close to the camera. So on my mat, I've got a fatigue mat that I stand on. On my mat there, I've actually got a white line, and I've trained myself not to stand over that line, because I know if I'm standing over that line, I'm going to be in people's face too much, right? So you need to be aware of what are the proxemics or the space that you're actually working from when you are delivering online, all right? So the first one, get a stand-up desk. Next, be aware of how close are you to the camera. Now, you don't want to be too far away, but you don't want to be too close either, if that makes sense, right? And apologies for being too close just now, right? So the next thing you want to be thinking about is, are you in the camera or not, right? What we mean by that is, if you are moving around, are you out of focus? Are you in focus? What's going on for you there? Making sure you're in the camera focus. Now, the next one is, it's fine to gesture, and it's a good idea. It really is, right? And if you want to find out more about postures, check out the Satir categories. It's in my book. You can read about it. But you need to be even more precise with your gestures, because whatever you do is going to be felt by your audience even more. So it's even more important that you are precise, you're careful, you're deliberate with your gestures. Just like you were talking on camera on TV, you don't want to be waving your hands around in the air like you just don't care all of the time, because it's going to be ridiculously distracting and people are going to be like, calm the F down, right? So whatever gestures you do, make them visible, and also make them deliberate, and hold them a little bit longer than you normally would. Because essentially, what are we doing? We're speaking on camera. We are speaking to the camera lens, and people are on the other side of that camera lens, if that makes sense. So just to recap, here's the deal, folks. Number one, get yourself a stand-up desk, right? That gives you the flexibility to be able to present seated or standing up. Next one, think about your distance to the camera lens. Also think about what's in the camera, what's out of the camera. And next, think about being even more deliberate with your gestures and holding them even longer. On that note, folks, my name is Mark Miles. Hope you got some value from the video. If you did, like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there for anyone that wants to take their results to the next level in regards to online delivery, face-to-face delivery, if you are running workshops or just wanting to get your message out there at a deeper level. And if you want more tips and tricks like this, subscribe to the channel, buy my books, or come to my workshops. Thanks, team. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.